Welcome back, guys. Thank you for joining us today on the Myth of Illusions. And today we've got an interesting topic, actually, which is how do karmic cycles operate on a spiritual level? So we're going to be delving deep into this topic. So let's get started. Now, karma functions as a universal law of energetic cause and effect, operating across multiple dimensions of consciousness, namely mental, emotional, energetic, and physical. Understanding karmic cycles requires grasping how actions create subtle imprints on consciousness that shape both present experiences and future manifestations across individual lifetimes and collective lineages. The threefold structure of karmic expressions. One is the Sanchita karma. Now this represents the dormant, accumulated seeds of all past actions, a subconscious reservoir of psychological impressions and potential experiences waiting for the right conditions to germinate. These accumulated impressions, called samsaras, exist as latent energetic patterns embedded in a deeper strata of consciousness. The second of the threefold structure is the prarabdha karma, constitutes the ripe or the fructifying karma currently manifesting in your present life. This category encompasses your birth circumstances, physical body, fundamental life events, and the broad script of your incarnation. Once the prarabdha karma has begun to manifest, it operates with the same inevitability as an arrow that has left the bow. It must complete its trajectory. This does not mean you are powerless. Rather, it means your response and interpretations of these predetermined circumstances remain entirely within your control. And last of the threefold is the kriya mana. This karma you actively create in the present moment through your thoughts, words, and deeds. This is your primary leverage point for spiritual freedom. Each present choice seeds future experiences that may manifest later in this life, in subsequent incarnations, or be added to your Sangchita reserve. By acting with awareness and non-attachment to results, you can simultaneously avoid binding new karma while neutralizing past impressions. All karma operates through the creation of subtle energetic imprints, samsaras, within consciousness itself. These are not abstract concepts, but rather observable psychological phenomenon. When you perform any action, whether physical, verbal, or mental, it leaves a residual imprint on your mind. Physical actions may produce tangible consequences. However, mental and verbal karma creates psychic imprints of far greater subtlety and power. The process unfolds through the progression of action, experience, impression, and mental disposition. Consider a simple example. Repeated acts of dishonesty creates impressions in your subconscious that, through repetition, harden into vasanas, latent desires or behavioral tendencies toward deception. Over time, your entire mental disposition becomes colored by dishonesty, and you naturally attract circumstances and relationships that reflect this orientation. Conversely, repeated actions of compassion create samsaras that establish a positive mental disposition, naturally attracting aligned circumstances. The subtlest and most binding form of karma is mental karma. The thoughts you cultivate, unlike physical actions that produce tangible results. Mental karma creates permanent imprints on consciousness itself. A single grudge-filled thought, repeated habitually, eventually becomes a characteristic of your being, influencing perception and attracting related experiences. Thank you guys. This is one of 3 videos that we're going to be delving into karmic cycles. Stay tuned for the second and third. And if you like our video, please like, share, and subscribe. It will help us greatly on the algorithms and getting this message across. Thank you and have a nice day.